Hi everyone, this is Gail from Rainbow Food Rocks. I'm the author of this book right here, which you can find on Amazon. And we are going to make beet, carrot, sweet potato soup. So for those of you that are Russian or have eaten Russian food, this is the equivalent to borscht. But instead of boiling bones to make the broth, I actually used the ends of vegetables and added a few other vegetables to make a vegetable broth. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's kind of defrosting right now. So I have them in jars. I'm not sure what size jar this is. It's kind of like your medium-sized ball mason jar because they have the small, the medium, and the large. So this is the medium one. And I take my vegetables, like my vegetable ends and such, which I already put in the freezer, but I take those and I save them, I freeze them, and then when I want to make a broth, I put them in my slow cooker, and then I sift out the vegetables and I get this broth. And if I'm not going to use it right away, I stick it in the freezer. These are freezer safe ones. Make sure you buy the freezer safe ones because I tried using the ones that are not freezer safe and they crack in the freezer, which is not cool. Okay, so I have 6 of these. It's probably way more than I need. I only need 6 cups of vegetable broth, but I just have some extra just because I don't know. Let's see how much I use. Then for the recipe, and so this recipe, just so you know, is found on page 64 and 65 in chapter 6 soups of my recipe book. And so we went over the 6 cups of vegetable broth, and I prefer homemade. I hope that you do too. There is a recipe in my recipe book on page 21. And then I cut up 2 beets, and I have 2 sweet potatoes cut up. I have 4 red potatoes. That's optional. You don't have to use them, but I like using them. That's cut up. I have 4 carrots cut up, although my son ate some of those, so maybe it's more like 2 carrots left. And I have an onion, which I have cut up. I have fresh parsley, and then I didn't have too much parsley left over, so I actually have some dried parsley. And that's something I wanted to mention too, is sometimes we don't have all the food products that we need, and so we can improvise. And that's where I'm really trying to teach people, even though I have set recipes written down for anything that's not a baked good, you can manipulate and shift things around so that way it works for you and what you have on hand. So let's say, for instance, you didn't have sweet potatoes on hand, but you have potatoes on hand. Then just use the potatoes. That's what traditional borscht does. But if you can't eat potatoes, but you can eat sweet potatoes, then just use the sweet potatoes. So switch it around to meet your needs because everyone is different. Okay, so we went over the cup of parsley. And then 2 lemons juiced. I'm actually going to try this time because I'm limited in lemons. And I try to not go to the store too often, and my lemon tree is not producing lemons yet. I just bought it a few months ago. It still needs to grow. So I'm going to try using lemon juice, and there's a particular lemon juice I use, and I'll show you that really soon, and see how it comes out this time with that juice. I think because I'm boiling, it's not going to make too much of a difference, but traditionally I would juice 2 full lemons. And 2 teaspoons of sea salt or nettle salt. We went over that in the last, actually 2 episodes beforehand when I was making the fried rice. It's also in my pesto video. It's on my website, which is www.rainbowfoodrocks.com. And you can probably find the nettle salt just by itself in the recipe. If you scroll on my playlist and go to recipes, I have a bunch of recipes on there. I've been doing this for a few months now, making videos of my recipes and all kinds of things, teaching you how to make your own toothpaste and shampoo. So there's a how-to section on my playlist, so please go check that out. And lastly, about 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And again, if you like a lot of salt and pepper, then add more. If you can't have it, then don't add it. Maybe put more lemon juice. So really, you can manipulate things to your needs. This is just a base, and I'll show you what it's going to look like because I don't want to probably keep you on the whole time while it's, it takes a while to kind of stew the vegetables. So I'll show you how to put it together, and then you can go ahead and do that yourself. So you always want to plan ahead, and in my book, I really make it clear that I have the ingredients, I have the instructions, and then I have a plan ahead section where I instruct people to peel the sweet potatoes, cut them into cubes, remove the tops of the beets, and cube them. And if you don't cube them, if you just slice them any odd way, it's okay. It's a soup. It's no big deal. It's all going in the same place. I don't want people to stress out because some people are like, oh, I didn't cut my onions right. Of who cares? We're not in like chef school here. It's about make a meal really fast, feed your family, especially someone like me. I have 3 kids and I don't have the ability to just waste time in the kitchen going, oh, I gotta make a perfect cube. You know, like I said cube, but look, does this look like a cube? No, oops. All right, enough said. So next part, remove the tops of the beets and cube them. If using red potatoes, peel and cube them as well. Remove the stems and slice the carrots. Now when you remove the stems, save them, rinse them off, put them in a freezer bag or Pyrex, or whatever you're gonna use to store your vegetables until you're ready to make a broth, or just throw them in the pot if you have enough cut up that you can make a broth, and do that. Let's see here, peel and dice the onion. Again, you can use the outside of the onion as part of your broth, and any other parts that you didn't like, the tops of beets. Now just keep in mind that your broth will turn red if you're using beet tops. And if you use, it depends if you're using the red beets or the orange beets. And here's a really cool variation because we're coming into October and Halloween and Thanksgiving. So in this picture, you see it's red, right? Let's say you want to make a Halloween version or a Thanksgiving version and you don't want it to be red and you want to call it something else, you could totally do it. So instead of getting the red beets, get the orange beets and you can make this orange, you see what I'm saying? For Halloween or Thanksgiving or whatever. Or just in general, like if you just want to switch it up. And it'll change the taste slightly, but it's close enough and it's still really, really good. Where were we? So dice the parsley, juice the lemons. I'm going to show you a lemon juice, like I said, that you can buy. I believe it's at Costco. You can probably buy it online as well. And then I have the once ready section. And so I'm at the point where I am ready. So that's why I'm just going through and reading that to you, because I didn't want to sit here for an hour like chopping up things. And sometimes I don't spend a whole hour chopping things up. Sometimes I chop a little here, I chop a little there. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm going back and forth. Maybe I'm juggling laundry. Maybe I'm teaching a lesson. So I have many different things that I do, and I'll just find little pockets of time. And that's the other thing that's really important to know when like you look at recipes and go, oh my God, I just don't have time for that, is, I have Greg Allison writing me, is to find little pockets of time where you can get something done. Like, okay, I have 10 minutes. Well, let me chop up the onion. Let me save the peels in the bag. Let me put that in the fridge. And then I'll go do some other things and come back. Okay, I have another like 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna rinse my carrots, offer maybe a few carrots to my kids, chop them up. Okay, put them in the fridge, you know, and then, you know, go back and do something else. Okay, now I got maybe like 20 minutes. Cool. I'm gonna peel my sweet potatoes, chop them up. You get the point, right? And this is really cool. So if you're doing the sweet potatoes and like, let's say you have a bag of potatoes, and this goes for regular potatoes or sweet potatoes, and you're like, well, I only need 2, and now like, what do I do with the rest of the bag of my stuff? Few things. One is if you have a garden, you could use your potatoes, like you can just wait it out until they start sprouting and then you can plant them. Another thing is you can actually make them into chips, like sweet potato chips, which is a recipe in my book. You can make them circular, or you can cut them up like fries and you can just bake them with some pink salt, like Himalayan pink salt, or some Celtic sea salt on top. You don't even need any oil, and kids love it. And I do have a homemade ketchup recipe in my book that you can use, and you can, you know, manipulate it depending on what kind of things you have around. And you can dip them in that. That's really yummy. So I want to give you some ideas here. All right, so once you're ready, you just really, truly put everything in the pot. It's that easy. Like dump, dump in the pot, and cover the pot, bring it to a boil, and then you reduce the heat. So it's gonna take about an hour and a half, which is why, again, I'm showing you the picture. And then you can serve this. This goes really well with my green Cossack and potatoes. It's another recipe. I have pictures of it on my Instagram. I'll probably post a picture of this and a picture of that. I might even make the I might have already made a video of the Cossack, I'm not sure. I'll check, but I'll probably put a picture on my Instagram of the Cossack. So when I say green Cossack, people are like, what is that? So it's like potatoes with a green sauce, and the green sauce is made out of garden veggies. So I think I made a video, I can't remember, but I was trying to tell people that you could use everything in your garden to make a meal. And so if you grew your own potatoes and you used your celery and your parsley and your dill and everything, you know, and lemons from the lemon tree, like, so hypothetically, like if my lemon tree were producing, then you grew your own garlic, then you could, the only thing you'd have to probably get somewhere else is olive oil, but you can substitute with water and just use no oil. Then you can put the green sauce over the potatoes, and then you have the soup on the side. And again, this is all from Garden Goodies, and you could have a full meal from your garden. I think that is amazing. So please check that out. It's page 86 in my recipe book, Rainbow Food Rocks. And I also have a little dessert kind of side bread to go with it. It's called seeded cracker bread. Really yummy, has some really great different seeds in it, and it's wheat, dairy, corn, soy, and egg free. It doesn't really rise, so that's why I call it a cracker bread. It only comes to about this high instead of like your regular bread slice that's this high, but it tastes really good. That's page 59 of my book. And let's get on with showing you the ingredients, show you how to put this in the pot, and then you can just do this yourself. All right, so here we are. I have my cut sweet potatoes. I have my cut beets, as you can see. They're all my broths, and yes, I'm defrosting them, so there's water everywhere. All right, we have the cut carrots and onions. We have the cut potatoes. I have some extra parsley here. I got this from Mountain Rose Herbs. And I have my sliced parsley. Let's take a walk together, shall we? That's a Peggy Hall thing. I love her. She's so awesome. If you haven't checked her out, go check out her work. She's cool. Okay, so this one is, oops, wrong one. That's cilantro. Ah! Okay, let's find the parsley. Okay, there's parsley. So see, I don't have as much parsley as I do cilantro. So I'm gonna use some dried parsley if I need it, or maybe I'll just put it on top to decorate. And then here's a really cool thing. So traditional borscht usually has cream, and I'm going to use, I'm gonna show you here, I'm like diving into my fridge, so bear with me. I am going to use this, cocoyo. So if you want a little cream on top, you can do that. I try not to do too much of anything like fermented or yogurts, and so the few exceptions are cocoyo in very rare instances and coconut aminos like I mentioned for making the fried rice. Otherwise, I really don't do any of that kind of like fermented kind of stuff. The last thing I want to show you, I don't want to forget, is what I'm going to use for the lemon juice. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, so this one, and I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, I just want to teach you what I'm using. It's called Italian Volcano. It's organic, 100% lemon juice, and what I like about it is it's just that. It's just 100% organic lemon juice. The end. There's no citric acid. In the last video I went over, please avoid citric acid like it's the plague. Check your supplements, check everything. They try to put it in everything that you use, everything you put on your body, everything you eat, everything you ingest, pill-wise. So citric acid is typically GMO corn in the United States of America. It can be made from citrus, and you can get good quality that's not GMO, but you need to really vet out your sources and know whom you're getting it from. Without further ado, we dump it in the pot and cook it up, and then we get, ta-da! So it's really that easy. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you for an hour and a half while it stews, but I think you get the picture. So I hope you enjoy making this recipe. Please like, subscribe, share with like-minded people, and am I missing anything? Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Rainbow Food Rocks. I'm on Instagram. I have the Rainbow Food Rocks on Instagram. I have rainbowherbals. I am selling essential oils. I'm just starting up. I don't have a website yet. Please email me at info@rainbowfoodrocks.com for anything related to book or recipes. If you want my consulting services, that's rainbowhealingandwellness.com. If you forget, just go to Rainbow Food Rocks. It'll all come to the same place. Rainbowherbals.com. I'm sorry. Yeah, that works still. Yeah, rainbowherbals.com for my essential oils. Eventually I'll be putting up a store, but I'm not really planning on putting up the store until probably the end of the year. I just want to see how things are going to turn out with shipping, and I don't want to put so much energy into something and then not know if I'm going to be able to ship it. So right now I'm just doing a lot of letting people know this is what I'm doing and starting up, and eventually we'll grow this business and I will have just an abundance of services. One last thing, I do remote Reiki sessions, and They are more powerful than being in person. Traditional Reiki, you can do hands-on or you can have your hands hovering. You transmit energy. You're just the pretty much like tube or vessel that's transmitting the energy to a person based on his or her intention. I am doing remote Reiki sessions. They are extremely powerful. I have helped many people. I haven't yet put up the reviews from those people. I have them. It's just another website thing that I just haven't put any energy into, but I can give you lots of examples about that. Just write me. That's part of my Rainbow Healing and Wellness. You can still write me just at info@rainbowfoodrocks.com if you want any of those services. And I do some free intro consultations as well, just for overall, like if you're looking to change how you're eating, want to know what kind of foods to eat based on what. You have a child with autism. I healed my kids of autism, ADHD, what would have been diagnosed as celiac, but we never got the official diagnosis because we didn't want to put my daughter through all that. What else? Oh, many things. Pain throughout the whole body, bowel problems, bloating, rashes. So the way I'm eating and the lifestyle I'm promoting really does help people, and I've had a lot of people come back after a few months and tell me they've lost weight, they've healed, they're doing so much better. Their Reiki sessions, they are really powerful. I've had people tell me that certain things that were bothering them no longer bother them. Certain people have gotten well. So I do have a lot of healing abilities, and I would like to start offering my services to people. So info@rainbowfoodrocks.com. Please contact me, like, subscribe, share with like-minded people, and I'll see you in the next video.